And we're live. Are we live? We're live. Here we go. We are live. I'm DJ LaFave, and I have got a awesome quick tutorial for you tonight. We're going to show you how to add a transparent chat overlay to your Mixcloud Live feed. Super simple. Got to take that ear off. I just can't do it. Can't have two ears on, man. Can't do it. All right. So real quick, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bar if you want to get notifications. If not, hey, it's cool. Just subscribe. We appreciate it. Okay, we're going to dive right into this. This one is super easy, super simple. We're going to add your Mixcloud Live Chat overlay using OBS. Super simple. So let's hop to it. All right, so the one cool thing we have about Mixcloud is that your live streaming site is always a static site. So that is one of the easy things that we have going for us right now. It's always going to be the same link. For me, for example, it is mixcloud.com/live/DJ LaFave. So every time I go on Mixcloud Live, that is going to be my it's going to be my URL. Now, the other thing that we have going on is you can pop out the chat. You simply do click this little gearbox right here and then say pop out the chat, which I've already done. And then your chat comes in on this full screen right here. So full screen chat, everything you need right there. All right, man, getting rainbowy over here. All right, so you've got that, you've got that. So if you got Mixcloud Live, you know that you have these two things for you right now. How do you get them into OBS? Very simple. Here we go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fat head out of the way. And on the left, I'm going to add a new source. So you just go on down here, click the plus button. We're going to add a new source. I'm going to call this one Mixcloud Chat. Hit enter. All right, Mixcloud Chat. That's the first part. Now, there's two different ones that you could bring in here. I'm going to show you the large version, and then I'm going to show you how to do a smaller version. And then we're going to show you how to make it transparent, and you can overlay it over whatever graphics that you might have as your background. And finally, we're going to move it around, tuck it behind some things, and get some cool motion included into your broadcast. So we now have added our scene, Mixcloud Chat. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a source right here. So click plus button for the source, and we're going to add a browser source. And then the browser source is going to be Mixcloud Chat browser full screen. Okay, that's the first one that we're going to do is full screen. Hit enter there. And I always do this, put it the width and height of the canvas size that you're using. For me, it's 1920 by 1080. Others may vary. Now, for the actual URL name, you have two choices here. So for the full screen chat, what I recommend you do is get the pop-out chat, and then you're going to notice right here your URL. It's going to be mixcloud.com/live/your username/chat. So we're just going to copy that sucker. Did I copy it? Make sure we copied it. Right, now we're going to minimize that out. Come over here into this source window. And we're going to paste that in there and then say OK. So now you've got this full screen of your chat of what's going on. Your live show has been saved to your profile. What's up with that? Keep it going. Come on. We want this to be working here. Enable preview. Enable preview. What the crap is going on? Interact? You know, it hadn't done this to me before. Oh, there we go. We'll go... Am I missing something on this? Missing something? Never did this to me before. Interact. We'll say, close that. And the chat should be test. Test coming in. No chats coming in. Did I not put the URL in there correctly? Well, that's supremely embarrassing. Oh, I put that right there. That's why. That's why I put the wrong URL. There you go. That's on me. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay, so here we go. You've got the chat brought into your screen right here, and it looks like that. So how do we fix this and make it full screen and then get the transparency I was telling you about? Well, in order for you to be able to see the transparency, you're going to want to add a color source, which is just adding a new source, add a color source, and we're going to call this dark, we'll say dark green. I'm going to add a dark green color source just because it'll pop up over it. So we're going to select the color, and we'll select it as this dark green over here. Say OK, and we're going to drag that behind the Mixcloud chat. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to crop out all of the mess. So my tip with the crop again is to hold down the Alt key and then put your mouse, you see my mouse over here, right over this button. You're going to hold down the Alt key and you're going to bring it, oh, I am on the wrong color source, on the Mixcloud chat, and we're going to bring it on in there, right to there. And then I'm going to bring it on over right there, okay? So now we can do this and we can drag it to the full size of the screen. If you want to make it even larger after you've got it cropped on in, just bring it on up there. And you're going to notice that there's some chats up top that you kind of have to enter a couple of times to get the chats to show. Now, how do we make this transparent? Super simple. Right click on it, hit filters, and then we're going to hit the plus button under effect filters, and we're going to hit we're going to hit color key. Color key is the match. You keep it saying color key right there. We'll hit OK. Now I want to zoom in so you guys can see this. Key color type. What you do here is you do custom color, and then you're going to say select color, and there's this button here that says pick color from screen. So we're going to select that, and I'm going to pick this Mixcloud purpley color right there. And now we say OK, and now you see nothing but green background, and you see the Mixcloud chat up on top. So I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to get back into my Mixcloud chat to do a couple of chats in there just to get it to move down. So we're going to say hello, words, test, fire off some emojis if we want to, just to kind of fill up the screen a little bit. Get a dancer. Hit enter, going to do some loves, got to get some loves up in there, and then we'll finish it off with fire. All right, so now you have a transparent chat inside of your OBS, which is step A, and it's as a scene, so we can nest this however we'd like. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back off my color source. That was just to kind of show you that now you have a transparent chat window right there. And for simplicity's sake, we're going to go to the primary scene. If you remember, I showed you in my last tutorial how to create these animated overlays using just OBS. And they are situated perfectly that you've got a 16:9 ratio here and a 16:9 ratio over here. So we're going to add that scene that we just created into our master scene right here. So we're going to go add source, add a scene, go up to our scenes, add existing, Mixcloud chat, and we're going to say OK. So now we do that, and we can bring the shape of it down to right around there. And voila, you have a transparent Mixcloud chat, full screen size into your window. Now the full screen will help you get a whole bunch of words and a whole bunch of other, it'll capture the full length of it. Now, say you wanted to manage your chat within OBS right here. You can do that as well. It's really, really simple. Go to View, and then in View, it's not showing up there. I'm doing a window capture maybe. Maybe because my head's in the way. We'll go bottom. We'll go top right on this one. So click on View, click on Docs, and then click on Custom Browser Docs. Now again, you're going to see similar things right here. This is the Mixcloud chat URL that we were talking about earlier. I currently have YouTube chat going in my, we'll call this one Mixcloud chat right there. And you put your URL in right there. And we're going to hit apply. And then we're going to hit close. Now to get that into your docs down here, again, go up to View, Docs, and at the bottom you'll see the Mixcloud chat one right here. So now Mixcloud chat has been added to the bottom. So I can write words, test, lots of words, check, check, and you see them showing up on my screen. So we're going to do long message, space, and I'm going to just Control-Alt, Control-C, and we're going to make a long message right now to show you how a long message looks on this overlay. And we'll hit enter, and you've got a long message into your display right now. And then just for sake of making this thing a little bit larger, there you go. So that is one way to make the 16:9 large size of your Mixcloud chat. Now, say you want to put it up in this area over here, right on over here. I will use the other one, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go again back down here. We're going to add a new scene, and we're going to call this one Mixcloud Chat. Well, this one's going in the top right, so we're going to say top right on this this browser source right there. Now we click OK, and we're going to zoom back out. So for this one, we're going to add a browser source, and that simply is going to the sources, clicking on browser, and we're going to create a new one. And we're going to call this one Mixcloud Chat Top Right Source, because you can't have the same name, obviously. And then what you're going to type in right here is just your regular Mixcloud feed. So this one is https://www.mixcloud.com/live/ your username. For me, DJ Lefave. And then we're going to make, again, the width of this one 1920 by 1080. And we're going to say okie dokie. We're going to zoom back out of that one. So now you see you have this smaller version of your Mixcloud chat in the top right. Just to get a regular size message up on in there. We've got a regular message now populated right there. And we can do another one, just a mic check. And if I'm going too fast, you guys got any questions, then please don't feel free to chime on in. So now that you've got the piece that you want that's over there in the top right, you're just going to do another crop job on this one. So hold the Alt button down, bring it on over. Alt is on the Windows machines. And you want to get relatively close. Same thing over here. We're going to bring it on over right inside there. And you don't need to see the right message portion. And you can come down on this one right to around there. So for this guy, we're going to bring it to the top right. We're going to enlarge it. Just make it around, I don't know, that big. Looks okay. And I'm going to look at it. I'm going to inspect it. Looks like I've got no overlapping spaces. If you want this to be even larger, just bring the crop down some more, and then you can make it larger just like that. So we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other chat box. We're going to get the transparency by doing a right click. We're going to add a filter. This filter is going to be a color key. We're going to say OK, and we're going to do a custom color. In the custom color, select color, pick screen color, pick this color right on over here, and now we say OK. Now you have a smaller transparent chat window that you can overlay. So we'll go back up to our primary scene, and we're going to put it up into this box area over here, which means my fat head has to move back on down over here. So in this, we're going to add another scene as a source in our primary scene. And we're going to say add to our primary scene, and we're going to put it up into this box area over here, which means my fat head has to move back on down. We got to mute that. So in this, we're going to add another scene as a source in our primary scene. There we go. And we're going to say add to our primary scene, and we're going to put it up chat. The problems with getting two different versions of, we got to mute that, of OBS going right at the same time. But we got that all fixed out. All fixed up now. We just muted it down here. I was sending too many audio signals out at once. But hey, we always love to fail forward here. So again, now we're going to hit add a source, doing our live tutorial here. Add existing Mixcloud chat top right. And there is a little bit of interaction required down there. So we'll go back into this scene, and you'll see how that kind of popped up. In order to interact and clear these suckers out, which get kind of annoying, just right-click inside of your source, and then you do interact, and then we're just going to close this right there by hitting the X. It's so tiny, we can't find it. We'll zoom in. Zoom in. There it is right there. Okay. We got it out. We got it gone. Now we're moving on. All right, close that out. We're going back to our primary scene, and you'll see that it's still kind of too large for our box right there, or not large enough to fit in the area that we want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this source, which is the Mixcloud top right. I'm going to crop it just by holding the Alt button again. See, you got a little bit of extra line right there. And we're going to leave that side over there. Now, if I take some of the top down, then I can place it right around here, and I can enlarge it to the full size, and then recover the rest of that size right there by holding the Alt and cropping up. I recommend you adding like a little title up here that says Mixcloud Chat or something of that nature. And there is now, you have two different versions of your Mixcloud Chat overlaid transparently on your screen. Always make sure that your overlay is on top of everything. That way it'll hide nicely behind these colors that I taught you how to make in my last OBS lesson. Now that you have your chats here, you want to be able to move them around, right? Let's have some fun moving them and making them pop in and pop out. That's always nice. That way your chat doesn't always have to be on your screen, but you can have it just on one primary scene going forward and kind of hide things concurrently in and out. So to do this, we're going to need two things. The first you need is a background. You need to add a background to it, and the background you have to divide up into 4 different sections. So I'll show you how to do that. The second thing that you're going to want for this is a plugin. It's a filter plugin called Motion. It's the Motion plugin, and you just do a quick Google search for OBS Motion plugin, and it'll come up. And there's tons of videos out there that will show you how to get her done. So let's add that background. I like adding everything as a scene. So the first thing we're going to do here is create a new scene, and we're going to call it background. I'm going to click OK. And my background is just going to be a simple image source. So I'm going to add a source. We're going to call this background image. We'll click OK. And if you do it like this, you are always going to have the opportunity to change your background, because all the other tricks that we're going to do moving forward are all going to be based off of this one scene. So you only have to change it in one place for the changes to apply across the board. So we're going to browse for my image. I believe I keep this one on the desktop, and it's just called Funky Background. And my hard drive decided to go to sleep. So we'll wait a minute. What's up to everybody who's viewing? If you're out there in the chat, then say what's up. Where are you tuning in from? Always like to see how far this YouTube thing reaches. I'm in New Jersey. I'm rocking the Bama sweatshirt. That's right. I married a Bama girl. They won the SEC championship last night, so we're all big and happy about that. So I called this one Funky Background. And where'd you go? Where is my funky background? Let's bring this screen over here. Looking for my background, looking for my background. Maybe it's in my pictures. Wouldn't that be something? Here we go. Fill in the dead air. Could have sworn it was on the desktop. No, it is. It's right there on my desktop, just like I seen it. All right, so our background is added, and then you see how it's a little bit large right here. A simple Control F while you have the source selected fits it into your box very nicely. So now you've got it fit into your box, and that is your background. But I told you earlier we need to split this background into 4 different sections. So look at your scenes right here in the bottom left. I'm over here in the bottom left, and I'm going to duplicate this first one, and it's going to be background, and I'm going to call this one top left. And then in order for me to be able to really see this one, I'm just going to add a whole bunch of dashes right there. So this is background top left, and then we're going to duplicate this one, and we're going to call this one background top right. To save myself some extra steps, I'm going to add something before I start duplicating everything. The one thing that I want to add to this is our overlay scene. So we have that one overlay scene, add existing as a source, and we're going to add the overlay. This way you now know how to cut it and make it the full size that you want it to be. And we'll get that going in a second. So we'll do the same thing to our first one, add that overlay scene, and we're going to add the overlay, click OK. Now I can go and duplicate these other two, and we're going to say that this one is the background bottom right. Okay. And this one we're going to duplicate and say this is the bottom left. All right, so this is all in real time. You guys get to kind of see how the magic happened. So starting with the top left, that means that I want to take this... I want to get the right size and spacing for this one. So with my background image selected, I'm now going to crop it so that the image doesn't want to play nicely. When it doesn't want to crop nicely, it means that your transform, you click Edit Transform right here, and you want to have it have no no bounds. So right here it says scale to inner bounds. Instead, we're going to say no bounds, and you're going to see how much nicer it crops now. So we have the image fits the screen. When I hit Alt, it's just going to... What the hell? What the hell? Come on, man. Background image, right click, transform, edit transform. I thought I hit no bounds. I must have been on the wrong one. So we say there, it's all fit. Now we are on the background image, which is right here. Fit it, and we're going to crop it. Dude, you're making me look bad, OBS. What the... When I hit transform and when I hit edit transform, but when I fill it back in, it's see how it's getting larger right there, which is, I guess you just got to manually do that. All right, cool. So we're a full size 1920 by 1080. Now we're going to finally crop the image right there. Okay. So now our background image is saved for the top left. Now that that is the size that we know that we want for the top left, we're good. We can just now take this this overlay and we can hide it. We don't need the overlay there anymore. Now for the top right, we're gonna have to do the same thing because it's all a little messed up there. So we go edit transform, and we're gonna say no bounds. Okay. We want to make sure it's the right size. There, now it's the right size. So we're gonna crop it to the top right corner. And for the sake of this tutorial, that's all you need. We're only new to the top left, top right, because now I'm going to show you how to pop these guys in and out and around and kind of make things jump out from them. So we will hide the overlay, go back to our primary scene, and we're going to add the two backgrounds, the top left and the top right. So here we're going to add scene. We're going to add the top left. Click OK. And we're going to bring that one behind all of our good fun stuff. And then we're going to add a scene, and we're going to select we're going to add a source of a scene, and we're going to do the top right there. And we're going to drag that one on down. So the placement of your items is important. If you want this, the big message right here to pop out from behind this background over here, that means that anything on your top left has to be below anything on the top right. So we're just going to drag this over here, down here in the sources. It's all about layering right now. So the background top left, and then the Mixcloud chat, which is the large one, is behind the Mixcloud top right. So if I were to take this, this Mixcloud chat that we just did, and if I drag it over, you see how it goes away? It's kind of hidden right there. So let's have some fun, shall we, with the filters. The filters are super, super, super fun to do. So with this one, we are going to, this is a filter on it is a scene filter. So that means that when you go to your scene in the bottom left, you're going to right click it, and you're going to click on filters. And then here we are going to add a motion filter, which is this one right here. Zoom on in. It is a motion filter. All right. And then we're going to call this one large Mixcloud chat motion. And we say OK. So once you say OK there, it's going to come up with some questions. What's the source that we're going to move in this one? The source that we're going to move in this one is the Mixcloud chat. We are going to have a custom starting position, so we click OK for that. Now, where we want to end up is actually 0, 0, which is x0, y0. So in order to find out where we want this thing to start out at, you can just toy with it, but right now I already know that x is going to move one direction. So I'm going to say we want to move this thing, I don't know, we'll do 1700 pixels to the right, and then we click forward, see that, and now it hides back there. And you can change the duration of it, which I like to do 0.3, and I'll bring this one up to 0.6 right there. And you see how it's kind of over here? It's over a little bit too far. Well, we can do 1500 and see how close that is now. So now it's like right there. So I can do 1400, kind of mess around with it and see where it goes. So right there, it's hidden. Now it's good. So now we bring it out, bring it back, bring it out, bring it back. So now the chat is essentially hidden. So that's pretty cool, right? We've got the chat hidden. Just to make this easier, I'm going to hide the top right chat right now. And then the final piece of this puzzle, if you've got a Stream Deck, this is awesome. If not, then you can just use generic hotkeys for this. So we click on Settings, we click on Hotkeys, and then you're going to find in your primary scene, scroll on down to your primary scene right here, you're going to see your new filter right here. Forward, to move it forward, and to move it backward. So you can make it all the same hotkey. For right now, I'm going to do Control-Alt-L and Control-Alt-L. And then that's Control-Alt-L. My bad. Got these other hotkeys all set up. So we hit OK. So now when I hit Control-Alt-L, you see it slide in, you see it slide out. Sliding in, get that red box off of it, Control-Alt, Control-L. And you're bringing your chat in and out, which is kind of cool if you just wanted to keep it kind of hidden during your show and then bring it out during specific moments in time. So however you want to layer things up or down, you can even go outer bounds and bring it back in. I'm going to show you how to do that with this other one right here, which is the Mixcloud top right. So first off, I'm going to get this guy gone. So we're going to apply that motion filter to this one, but instead of bringing it over or around any of the backgrounds that we just created, I'm going to make it stay in this gray space over here. So to do that, again, we go right click on the scene that we're in, we click filters, and we're going to add a new filter. And this one is going to be another motion filter. And we're going to say this is chat top right motion. And now we click OK. The source that we're going to be playing around with this one is the, you guessed it, Mixcloud chat top right. Now I'm going to zoom out. Now in order to get, we want it to end up in this position. So our custom starting position is going to be off the screen. But in order to get our populate our final destination, just click here, click populate destination with current source. So we click on that and it tells us, all right, that's where you're going to be. The Y position, because this is not all the way up to the top, is 26. So in the top, we're going to say 26 for the Y. I hope that makes sense. Right here it says 26. That means it's down 26 pixels. And then the destination is going to be 1280. Now we know that the full length of our screen is 1920. So I should be able just to say this is going to start at 1930. And then it's going to come backwards. So now we bring it in there. And it goes away. Bringing it in, goes away. You can make this go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Right there, backwards, inwards, out, in, out, in. Done. That's it. Those are all the tricks that I have to show you today for this pretty quick and easy lesson. You know, it was about 30 minutes and we went through a lot. Showed you how to get your chat into OBS. Showed you how to make it transparent. Showed you how to add chat in a docking station, and then how to move your chats around. So again, if this is helpful, then please like and subscribe. Share it with all of your Mixcloud Live friends. And I appreciate everybody who hung in there to enjoy this one with me. I'm DJ LaFave. That's today's tutorial.